The latest update of Mortal Kombat is over 6 gigabytes. It's update 1.12 for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox, and it's come with quite a lot. Now, we are getting a combat cast tomorrow, and I'm sure they are going to be going over a lot of the patch notes, and I will actually leave a link in the description so you can look at the patch notes yourself. But I'm just going to go over a couple of things that I have seen that have changed within the game. But first, let's take a look at this new Sindel versus Cetrion, where she's rocking her new gothic horror skin.
From Kronika's plan.
She reunited you with Shao Kahn.
That is his game. What is mine?
I think it actually looks pretty good. I wish the quality was a little better, but you know, when you steal things, you can only ask for so much. So first, let's start looking at towers, specifically Towers of Time. Now, if you look in the bottom left of the platforms, you can see a new form of boss fight. It's called Co-op Towers, right? It's called Spine-Chilling Confrontation, and it actually lumps 3 boss fights into one. And the objective rewards are huge. You get a lot of stuff for completing these objective rewards. And they're pretty basic. You can go solo all the way through for the most part. There's one of them that requires teammates, like the Premier Towers. But my favorite one that has been added is a new solo tag mode. Now, before, when you did a tag boss fight by yourself, you just picked the one character and that was it. You were subject to just trying to beat the boss with that one character. But now, when you select your character, you can actually select your tag partner, and this is all solo. So you can swap back and forth between your fighters that you've chosen to try and take down the boss, which I think is going to make it a heck of a lot easier for some people who just prefer to solo it and not be matched up online. Now, another cool thing is the completion rewards. They added a gear bundle reward system, which I'm sure is just like the bundles that you see in the premium shop. So you can get a lot more gear at one time, skins, intros, and stuff like that, which is really cool. Now, the other boss fight, where it's just like the Premier Towers, like I said before, where you have to be with 2 other people and you guys are working in unison, trying to, do the challenges so you get modifiers and stuff. Well, a big difference that I noticed is that there is a UI change around your character's number. So my Baraka, where it says player 3, and you see that ring around it, that's actually an indicator of how much damage I did to that boss, which is really cool. So now if we move into the classic towers, you can see that the novice, the master, or the warrior, and the champion all have new completion rewards, where before champion had the worst completion rewards. Now you actually get decent stuff out of it, and the Orb of Jataka's Soul is actually a really good consumable to have for other towers like the challenge towers. Now, a little thing they added is while you're in this section, you can actually quit tower. If you look in the center at the bottom, it says quit tower by hitting circle, which isn't like a huge thing, but it does help out, especially if you're like trying to just fulfill your character requirements. If you're doing like the character towers and you needed one more uppercut or throw or one more fatal blow or whatever, then you can just quit from that tower spot instead of having to wait for it to load into the next fight and everything. And also in the patch notes, it says that there are secret tower events, and hopefully Derek Kurtzik will go over more of that within the combat cast tomorrow. Okay, so moving along to character customization, the UI has been updated a little bit, so now the character icons themselves are highlighted. Just as you can see, all of my stuff is highlighted because every character has either a new gear, cosmetic, or augment. But I guess it just makes it easier so you don't have to highlight over them, so you can see the overview and look at those highlighted items. I suppose it helps a few people out. It's not very detrimental to me in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of ugly, so I'm going to have to go through and clear it. But one of the things I didn't notice before, which I notice now, that if an item is in the premium shop, you can actually purchase it directly from their customization section, for instance, Cetrion's intro. Now, if we look into the combat cards, you can see there are some of them that say unlocked through Towers of Time, which I never noticed before. And there are some of them for Sindel already, which is pretty cool. And obviously they're locked. You can't see what they are because we don't have the character yet to be able to do the 30 matches or brutalities or whatever. But you can also see her name in the characters list under the intros or the cinematics and the concept art, which is pretty cool just to see her in every little bit that we can for right now. And she's actually already a tower consumable. Now I got this Banshee Scream consumable, which is actually a Sindel Assist that I got from doing one of the towers and Towers of Time after this update, which I thought it was pretty cool that I'm already able to essentially have Sindel in my game and I could utilize some of her moves. And I was trying to like bust out all the ones I could, but not knowing what they do and how far you gotta be for some of them, it's kind of lame. But yeah, it looks good, looks pretty good. She really helped me out perform this brutality right here. But I really like her flyaway animations, like how she just floats off after you do a move with her. I think it's pretty cool. And beyond that, we're going to look at the Krypt. Now, the Collector actually got a little bit of an update. If you've been getting a whole bunch of skeleton keys and you don't know what to do with them, every now and again, the Collector is going to sell summon tower keys in replacement of like 200 skeleton keys. So if you've got a good amount of skeleton keys, then you can swap them up for some new summon tower keys, because there's actually 2 new summon towers that you can purchase from the Collector. Now, even after all that we just went over, that's only scratching the surface of all the stuff that's going on in this patch. So all the characters I'm showing you right now have had some form of adjustment or tweak done to them, and many more. So definitely check out the link I put in the description for the patch notes, so you can see if your character got buffed or nerfed or what's going on with that. And hopefully they'll go over all this stuff in detail tomorrow in the combat cast. So make sure you stay tuned for that as well. I'm Schuby, and I will catch you guys in the next one.